It's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, birds are singing, but not everything is as it seems. Picture a young man, Chris, with a heart as big as his dreams. Dreams of making it to the pros, dreams of making his family proud. He's not just any young man, he's a star on the college football field, dazzling spectators with his speed, agility, and sheer raw talent. The scouts, oh, they're like a swarm of bees buzzing around with their offers and promises. Chris, however, is grounded. His roots are strong, tied to his Christian values instilled by his loving mother who insisted he complete his education before considering the pros. But Chris isn't just about football and college. He's a friend, a son, a cousin, especially to King. They're more than cousins, they're best friends, practically brothers. They share secrets, dreams, laughter, and tears. Their bond, it's something special, something unbreakable. Together, they share a deep affection for their maternal grandmother, their guiding star, their compass in the sea of life. Yet life, as beautiful as it can be, has a cruel way of tipping the scales. On a day that should have been filled with anticipation and excitement, a day before Chris was set to graduate, a tragic incident changes everything. A simple act, a momentary distraction, reaching for a cell phone dropped on the car floor, and the world stops spinning. A fatal car accident, a life cut short, a beacon of hope extinguished. Chris, a beacon of hope and joy, was suddenly and tragically gone. The world lost a promising football player, a mother lost her beloved son, and King lost his favorite cousin. Life, it seems, has a way of painting vibrant pictures with the colors of joy and hope, only to smear it with the grays of sorrow and loss. But remember, not everything is as it seems. As we rewind time, let's delve into the memories of Chris and King. Two cousins who were more like brothers, sharing an unbreakable bond, born just a month apart. They grew up together, laughing, playing, arguing, and making up, just like brothers do. They shared everything, from their first fishing trip to their first heartbreak. Their lives were intertwined like the branches of an old oak tree. Now let's take a moment to introduce King's parents. They weren't the most successful folks around, but they were hardworking and filled with an immense love for their son. While they couldn't provide the same luxuries as Chris's mother, a successful lawyer, they did everything within their power to ensure King had a good life. They worked their fingers to the bone, making countless sacrifices along the way, all for the sake of their only child. Love was their greatest gift to King, and it was a gift he cherished deeply. Chris and King were the closest of cousins, often mistaken for brothers. They shared a special bond not just with each other, but also with their beloved maternal grandmother. She was their rock, their guiding star, the one who taught them about love, kindness, and the importance of family. Her stories would light up their eyes, and her hugs were the warmest, making them feel like the most loved kids in the world. But life, as it often does, had a cruel twist in store. Their bond, as strong as it was, couldn't prepare them for the storm that was about to hit. A storm that would change everything, leaving scars that would never fully heal. But for now, let's hold on to the warmth of their shared memories, the laughter, the love, and the innocence of two young boys, blissfully unaware of what the future holds. Their bond, as strong as it was, couldn't prepare them for the storm that was about to hit. In the wake of Chris's death, the world was never the same again. The bright star of the family, the beacon of hope, was suddenly extinguished, leaving those left behind in a palpable darkness. His mother, a strong and steadfast woman, was left shattered. The loss of her only son, her pride and joy, sent her spiraling into a deep pit of sorrow. A sorrow so profound that it consumed her entirely, leading her into the cold, sterile confines of a mental hospital. In the midst of this, King was wrestling with his own demons. The loss of his cousin, his confidant, was a blow too great to bear. The void left in Chris's wake was vast, and King found himself adrift, unmoored from the values and principles that once guided him. He began to associate with the wrong crowd, seeking solace in their reckless abandon. He traded the safety and security of his family's love for the perilous thrill of the streets. It was on one such ill-fated night, amidst the cacophony of a rough neighborhood, that King found himself caught in a crossfire. A moment of senseless violence that ended up costing him his life. He too, like his cousin, was snatched away in the prime of his youth, leaving his parents to grapple with an insurmountable loss. His mother's wails echoed through the night as she crumbled in his father's arms, their world collapsing around them. In the blink of an eye, King was gone. His vibrant energy, his infectious laughter, his dreams and aspirations, all silenced by a single bullet. He was no longer the king of his own story, but a tragic victim of circumstance. A young life, full of promise, cut short by a bullet that was never meant for him. King, once full of life, became another tragic victim of circumstance. In the realm beyond our world, an unexpected reunion took place. From his celestial perch, King watched the mournful scene of his own funeral. He admired the beauty of his homegoing service and the love that poured from every corner. He saw his auntie, Chris's mother, standing strong, a beacon of hope amidst the sea of sorrow. Her presence was comforting, her resilience inspiring. Then a familiar voice echoed through the ethereal silence, a voice that stirred memories of laughter, camaraderie, and shared dreams. King turned around and there stood Chris, his cousin, his friend, his brother in spirit. Their eyes met, and in that moment the veil of sorrow lifted. They embraced, a connection transcending the boundaries of life and death. "Man, I've missed you so much," King confessed, his voice a whisper in the cosmic void. Chris, with a smile that radiated warmth, began to share his experiences of heaven. He spoke of a place of profound peace, where everyone who had crossed over before them was there, waiting with open arms. He painted a picture of a realm where hunger was non-existent, where tears were shed not for sorrow, but for the love of those left behind on earth. "There's no sadness here," Chris assured him. King, absorbing the words, felt a sense of peace envelop him. The regrets, the guilt, the pain from his earthly life began to fade away. Chris, seeing the transformation, extended an invitation. "Come on, man, let's go see God." It was not a command, but a gentle offer, a promise of a journey to a divine meeting that would bring even more peace and understanding. And so they ventured forth hand in hand into the pure serenity that was heaven. In the face of such tragedy, one can't help but wonder, is the promise of eternal peace in the hereafter enough to ease the pain of loss in the mortal world? The answer to that question, dear listeners, is as unique as the journey of every soul.